And all catched up my who would win, so now this is the last who would win. This one comes out from X-Teen, who asked the question, who won the fight, Talion versus Wolverine? Now, I had to look up who that was, but I believe, if I got the right character, it's the main character you're playing as in Shadows of Mordor. So, he was a ranger who was unfortunately killed in battle, if I'm not mistaken. But he was brought back to life thanks to a Wraith's ability, and by an individual known as Celebrimbor. Oh, God. Freaking names in Middle-earth. Celebrimbor. So he takes the ring. He was brought back given Wraith abilities. Was taking the ring of the killed Nazgul, Isildur, and basically it gives him all of his abilities. That's that he had previously. Plus allows him to raise the dead. So as a ranger, he's proficient in swordplay. He's actually also quite stealthy for what it's worth. He's good with he's adept with swords and daggers and can hold his own against multiple Uruk-hai at once. Overall, his abilities include being dead. He returns to Mordor as a wraith, and so cannot fully die. After the character betrayed him, the Celebrimbor, he takes Isildur's ring, which keeps him alive and allows him to return from death. So if you get rid of the ring, you'd probably kill him for good. Amplified physical abilities. He is already vulnerable. Physical might, resilience, and stamina endurance are greatly increased by the Wraith's powers, and increased significantly more with the Wraith leaves his body and takes one of the 9 rings made by men. So the question is, how strong actually is he? Well, unfortunately, I never played the game, so I couldn't really tell you that part. But if he's already enhanced beyond his physical ability, he can probably manhandle some individuals, like with ease. Probably Uruk-hai and things along those lines. Domination, with his Wraith abilities, he can dominate an Uruk-hai with the hand of Celebrimbor. I'm getting tired of saying that name already. With this ability, Celebrimbor can interrogate and get information, kill Uruk-hai, or dominate and brand the Uruk-hai. These enemies will then perform tasks such as gathering intel, spreading dissent, attempting to assassinate their peers, underlings, and commanders. Interesting. Wraith World. He can see into the Wraith's realm. This gives him the ability to see Uruk-hais, Karagars, etc. through walls or locate captains or war chiefs. Attacks. He can round his attacks, causing his sword to glow blue, gaining the ability to execute his target or ground slain. He can stun enemies with a single punch, providing an opponent to strike and temporarily slow time for a better aim with a bow and arrow. He can use a chain attack. He can also chain attacks, giving him the ability to slice an Uruk-hai's head clean off. Shadow Strike. He can teleport to an enemy's location, quickly kill them, as well as easily navigate over the terrain. Raise Dead. After the equipment of the ring, he can raise dead orcs or humans to fight for him, using this ability to retake Minas Ithil from the Witch King by rising those who died when he was lost. Noticeably, Talion doesn't seem to mind dead orcs, undead Gondorians, or let go once he doesn't need their help. Okay. And Elven Light. He can strike with his hand to the ground to create a flash of light that will kill any enemy in range. Fascinating. Doesn't say how it really does that. I'm guessing the purity of the light kills bad people. So yeah, he's a very as the main character of his game, he's going to be powerful, no doubt. You put him up against Wolverine. Okay. James Howlett, born in the late 1800s, is well over 100 years old, is a mutant born with feral animal abilities, bone claws, and a massive regeneration factor. Being brought into the Weapon X program, we know he has an adamantium skeleton and claws. So, physically, he can lift around 2 tons. He's a master martial artist. He has enhanced senses. He can smell you just by scent. He can see in the dark. He has enhanced hearing. His healing factor is so strong and potent that he can pretty much survive being in space to a certain degree. Basically, skin boiling and bubbling, blood boiling, incineration. Frankly, he can even survive decapitation in certain iterations. Impalement, having his heart cut in 2. What else does he survive that I'm forgetting? Being dumped in the lava. You name it, he can pretty much survive it. And a lot of that comes with the fact the adamantium is nigh indestructible. Not completely 100% indestructible, but you'd be hard-pressed to find stuff that you could probably count on your hand the stuff that can either break it. And I don't mean like molecular manipulation or cosmic stuff. No, I'm talking about stuff strong enough to break it. You could probably count on your hand the stuff that is strong enough to actually break adamantium. As such, Wolverine is extremely dangerous individual, particularly if he goes into his berserker rage. But he's just ignoring pain, enhancing his physicality, and just completely goes to town on an individual. And since his resurrection, he's been able to gain a new ability where it's believed to be tied to his rage, but he can actually heat his claws up super hot. Not that he can ignite gasoline, cut through even hotter, more solid substances than even it. He could, in theory, cut through adamantium. That's the thing. He could actually probably cut through adamantium because you'd have to be heating it up at a certain degree, a certain temperature, and you're heating adamantium to a certain temperature. So in theory, you could probably cut through adamantium. We haven't seen that yet, but you possibly could. So, Or does that, 1 second. Pardon me. Where does this leave us with this fight? Well, I don't think Talion would have any hesitation about going after Wolverine. I'd probably just see him as another enemy, a monster of some kind, whatever. So their fight would go down, and maybe he tries to teleport behind him and stab Wolverine. So Wolverine, tries to, catch him from behind, but he teleports using his abilities, using his Shadow Strike effect to get out of the way, and Wolverine just regenerates. So he thought he gets a lethal hit on Wolverine, but Wolverine just, said, "Oh, you got, bub." And then, he comes in again. He's hiding in the shadows now, stealthing around. Wolverine knows where he is. So he just, and, he tries to slow time down just a little bit to get a strike. And Wolverine's like, "The nose, bub." And then, Wolverine just has reflexes fast enough to attack someone moving at the speed of sound. So he quickly grabs in, stabs him. But he can't die, or he can't stay, he can't fully die, thanks to the ring on his hand. But he still can be hurt, and Wolverine just guts him, but he's slowly kind of regenerating away from it. He backhands Wolverine because he has enhanced physicality. Wolverine goes flying, but catches himself, so now they're just squaring off a bit. Tries to dominate Wolverine, but Wolverine has has mental scarring that in his brain that basically prevents him from actually being attacked by anyone stronger than a level 12 or weaker than a level 12 psychic like Emma Frost or something like that, or Charles. So I doubt he really has the ability to try to dominate Wolverine, unfortunately, even though Wolverine's been controlled before. So, he's trying to attack, but anything he does either just is not lasting, like doing lasting damage, or is just, he's feeling it scrape against something. So he does, in a desperate fit, and he's pretty much kind of like healed up at this point. I'm guessing he kind of has a regenerative factor as well. He does basically the Elven Light, which basically should instantaneously kill an enemy within a range, or should kill an enemy in range. So, it hits Wolverine, just, I'm going to guess it's kind of like a purifying, like, light of pain and plus heat and stuff. So, he sees Wolverine just stand there, but as he's seeing that, Wolverine's face is exposed, like the bones are there. All he's seeing is metal on him, and it's just regrowing, and just, all right, bub, that wasn't cool. And now he's just desperate, so he's raising some of the orcs he's killed with his ring. And I think he has to, I can't remember how, I've never played Shadows of Mordor, obviously, but he clearly probably has to, use something with his Commander's ring or something like that to raise the dead. So, and Wolverine's kind of noticing that, and Wolverine's not dumb. People don't give Wolverine enough credit, I think, so. He's not a genius, not like Reed or Tony or anything like that, but he's actually quite intelligent. I believe it's described at one point his mental state when, like, in a training by Beast was like the equivalent of like 4 Olympic athletes doing a marathon while doing each playing like high degrees of chess or something like that. So he's actually very intelligent, and he's had God knows how much experience on the battlefield. He'd be it, and he's dealt magic for, so he'd be able to tell if that ring might be the cause. And because of the motion, he could probably figure it out. But the first time, he's got to deal with all these undead guys who are just kind of swarming, and they're all swarming, and they just berserker rages a little bit, and his claws heat up, so now he's just igniting these corpses on fire. And now just Talon's just like, what the hell are you? And then just stabs right into him, and he's feeling this, and he just tries to stab into Wolverine, but it's just like, and just pulls out, heals up, and just, what is it? What are you? And then he grabs his hand, and just gets one in, the Wolverine, and cuts the finger off, and says, no, oh god, no, And then just, Wolverine just honestly, now I don't know if the ring could be destroyed by adamantium. We know the One Ring probably couldn't. It can only be destroyed in the fires of Mordor, or by, in some other universe, a significantly powerful magic, probably. But in terms of just straight physical abilities, no, I don't even think adamantium could take the One Ring down. But one of the 9 that's nowhere near as powerful? For the sake of argument, let's say yes. He heats up the claw and just slices it in two. And even if he doesn't, he can hold on to the ring and just put it right through his skull and then just slice up or down, and that's done. Wolverine wins this fight simply because even though Talion's actually a kind of tricky individual, like you couldn't fully kill him, and he does have skills and does have some abilities that are pretty cool, Wolverine just has too much durability, experience, and savagery on his side, plus, frankly, more powerful legitimate weaponry, that the Wolverine just, he has nothing that can put Wolverine down is the problem. Even the Elven Light, which kills enemies, sure, but it's, in what context? I mean, it's Elven Light, which means it's probably like a purifying light of some kind, or it's just intense heat that just vaporizes an enemy. Wolverine's skeleton could survive that, so... And then his healing factor just kicks in, and then you just get the Berserker Rage. Wolverine just has more overall skill, abilities, durability, strength, and savagery on his side, and just would overpower Talion. So I gotta go Wolverine in this fight. There's nothing to say that his weapons could cut through adamantium, so we can't give him anything along those lines that could give him an edge in the fight. But anyway, what do you think in the comments below? Let me know if you think there's a legitimate way this guy could beat Wolverine. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, though. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superior Magic, What If, anything you're going to do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So I'll be back with a What If later today. I'm getting low on battery, so I'm going to upload these and do that a little later in the day. Thanks for watching. See you next time, folks. Later.